Okay, so when your mom is a decorator, you probably have a pretty cool bedroom. Sharon painted this whimsical mural for her daughter when she was little, but now that she's a teen, and I cannot believe Megan is a teen, she wants a space that's not only more grown up, but bigger, because she's getting bigger. So Sharon, you have taken on quite the project.
Oh my goodness, have we ever? Megan has definitely gotten great use out of this tiny little bedroom, but it is tiny. So with a little bit of prodding, she finally convinced us to open up the wall into the guest room. I mean, who's having guests these days anyway, right? For now, she's so excited to be really doubling up the space. So she's going from 70 square feet in this tiny little bedroom. We'll have over 150 square feet when we're done. So she's pretty excited, and she was so eager that she also helped with the demolition, and she was a really great assistant to my husband.
How are you going to plan the space for her, Sharon?
All right, so what was her old bedroom, which is where I am now, is going to be more of a homework area. We'll have room for a desk. We'll even have room for a lounge area, so when she's able to have friends over, she'll have a sitting area. And then the old guest room is a little bit bigger, so it's actually going to be perfect for a sleeping area. In fact, we'll make use of the existing double bed in there, because she was never able to fit a double bed in here, so she is so excited.
Okay, her bedroom was so cute, Sharon. I actually remember when you did that mural for her. So what's going to happen with the mural?
Oh, I thought you might remember that, Trace. Can you believe that was 8 years ago? She was 6 when I did that, and she was, again, a really great help. She helped me with all the painting. She was really eager to learn. So for both of us, it's a little bit sad to see it go, but the time has come. She is a teen, so we are going to paint all over it. But I did keep a little bit. I managed to salvage a little piece of the mural for memory's sake.
That is such a great idea. So you can keep part of it, which I think is lovely for her to remember, and you. What are you going to do with the rest of it? Like, are you going to paint over it? And if so, what's involved with that?
With the mural that I didn't actually put any texture on the wall. So it's actually quite smooth, even when you go from color to color. So if I use a premium paint like Aura, I'm going to be able to go over it with just 2 coats. So just kind of to show you in this area here, I'll just be able to do 2 coats, always 2 coats, and that's going to cover over it because there's no ledge. If you had done something geometric with tape, for example, you'll probably end up with a ledge of excess paint. So in that case, you definitely want to use a pole sander and give the entire thing a sand. And of course, it never hurts to sand and clean your walls before you paint them anyway. So with my situation though, I have a lot of screw holes because at one point we raised her bed so she'd have a little bit more space underneath. So I've got a lot of patching to do. So let's talk about the patching because that can be a little bit of an issue in itself. You can see all the holes I've got around. If you just paint over those, obviously you're going to see the holes. But what people don't always think about is when you remove the screws, you actually get some excess drywall and sometimes paint, so it can kind of lift it. So it's a good idea to use something like a ball-peen hammer or something sort of small, like not too big. You don't want to make big holes. And just dent the wall. Remove any of the paper that's there so you get a nice concave area, and then that allows the plaster or the patching compound to actually go right in there. And then so obviously the patching part is kind of fun. If you're a cake decorator, you might enjoy this. So you're really like putting the compound inside, and you want to press it in there. But what you'll find is when you have a big deep hole, you're not going to get it to go in the first time. Smooth it as best you can, leave it, and then if you have to, you sand it, and you can always reapply more as you go. So once that's done, it's sanded. Sorry, you really do need to sand it. So I did a little area here last night that I've put a couple of coats in there. I'm going to sand those so that it's nice and smooth. And then the really important stage here is to spot prime. So I spot primed a little bit over here. And the reason that you do that after you've sanded is that it kind of smooths it. You're going to have different absorbency between the patching compound and the drywall. So you want to put a spot prime over there. If you don't, if you skip this stage, and this is going to be, I exaggerated a little bit for TV, but you can sort of see, I don't know if you can see, but I think you can see, you don't use if you don't sand it, you can kind of get that, and you know what, you're going to have flashing. There's going to be these little shadows all over your newly painted wall, so you don't want that. So take the time, pay attention, and make sure you spot prime all of the patch spots. If you're using a really bright red or yellow, there's certain colors that require a deep color-based foundation primer. Or if you've got smoke stains, maybe there's some water damage, or even lipstick and crayon, not that we should be doing that on our walls, but we all know that happens. Those stains, they actually come through the wall, so you have to use a special Prime Lock primer for that, and that just kind of suppresses it back, holds it back. And also, if you're doing something really shiny, like if you have a really, really high gloss wall, or it's another material, maybe not drywall, then you might want to get into a super adherent primer like Sticks. I use that when I'm painting over tile or something that's super, super smooth and glossy.
Ooh, I'm so excited for Megan. Thanks, Sharon.